call is now being recorded.
Welcome to the Athletes Shine Radio podcast. This is your host, Stefan Milashevsky, and I am joined by running back Quincy Smith out of the University of Idaho. How you doing, Quincy?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, so let's start this off. First question, when did you first fall in love with the game of football?
I was 7 years old, and I played at the recreational department in Jefferson Parish, Delta Playground to be exact, and that's where it all started for me, my love for the game.
And what player did you grow up trying to emulate?
I say Reggie Bush, and then, a lot of Deuce McAllister, because I grew up watching those guys as the Saints,
And, starting in high school, describe what kind of high school player you were.
I was just that guy that always got you what you needed when you needed it, just to get things going.
And you played football, basketball, and ran track.
Yeah, I ran track.
And how do you think playing other sports has helped you in football?
Football, track, that got me more explosive. I didn't start running track till I was 13 years old, exactly, but I always knew I was fast. And track, it changed my game even in high school, because it made me more explosive. And, as far as running 40s, I had better technique and things like that, just little mechanics that it helped carried over.
And in high school, what would you say were you recruited much?
No, I wasn't recruited much. And I went to, one of the best high schools in the country, John Curtis Christian. So, that's still a shocker to me to this day,
And coming out of high school, what did you do after high school? That's kind of what I want to know.
Yeah, I signed at Oklahoma Panhandle State. It was a Division II.
Yeah, I'm aware of them. I got some guys on my website from them.
Yeah.
And what did you do at Oklahoma OPSU?
I mean, I didn't play because, I felt uncomfortable there, I just wasn't comfortable. So, I had to transfer out of there. I didn't really do too much, but worked out and, did a couple drills, a couple practices. But, I never really got to put on pads there.
And transferring, where did you transfer to?
Oh, I transferred to Jones Junior College, and then, I didn't stay there long because also my father, he became ill. And him being in and out of the hospital, that kind of was a worry on my mother. So I had to, put football to the side for a little minute and go to a community college, just to stay in school and stay up on my books.
And I read somewhere that you were sleeping on friends' couches and stuff.
Yeah, that's when I went to Louisiana College. And then after there, I went to Louisiana College. And, that was another place where, I just didn't feel comfortable playing at, the Division III level. I felt like I wasn't going to get challenged enough as a player. And even if, I prospered too going to the NFL, I figured people would look down at me for me coming from a very small school too. So I just wanted to challenge myself and play at the division.
Oh, yeah. When did you first decide, let me start emailing other schools and seeing if I can, transfer there?
I've been doing that ever since I knew I wanted to leave OPSU, honestly. And I just never stopped. Even when, I went to Jones and they had too many out-of-state players, so I couldn't be a part of the team. I never stopped working towards that, and the ultimate goal to play at the Division I level. So I was just something I really pushed for, and I had to keep my faith and keep going every day, just working towards that goal.
And when you first started emailing or contacting the schools, what was the reception like? Did anyone even, bother replying to you?
I didn't really get any replies. Any.
Hmm. Did that
You know, and then
did
there
that
would be
damage your?
some schools. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, go. Sorry, I'm sorry about that.
I'm sorry. You know, then there would be some schools that reply, then I will reply to them, and then it'll be just stopped right there. So kind of discouraged me a little bit. But I kept going.
And when did Idaho come about?
Because my friend, you know, if you read my article, Terry Johnson, he has family that stays in southern Idaho due to, you know, Hurricane Katrina. They went to Idaho, and then, you know, we was just one day sitting in my room and said, man, let's try Idaho. And then we looked at the schedule. We seen, you know, they haven't won any games or anything like that, so we really wanted to be there. And also the coaches, you know, they showed like they were interested even before they even got film. So that was a real big plus too.
And you mentioned Terry Johnson, your friend.
Yeah.
Describe your relationship with him.
And we was rivals on the football field. First, you know, in every sport. He just didn't run track. In baseball, every sport. He a good competitor. You know, real humble guy. Don't talk too much, but he makes his presence is felt though.
And when you guys first got to Idaho, what was your reaction like?
Like, I can't believe this happened. I actually cried, you know, because this is something I worked for so long. I just couldn't believe it, you know. I just couldn't believe it. I was in shock.
Describe your first practices at Idaho.
Learning process, you know. I had to sit back and learn and always try to make the best of every opportunity I got. You know, the very few limited reps I got, I tried to make the best out of them.
And what is your role? What is your role at Idaho right now?
Mine, you know, I was just scout team player. You know, my team the best look possible. You know, that's something I was really working on. You know, I didn't get any playing time this year, but I figured, you know, I'm going to put my team in the best position to win, so I'm going to give them the best look possible.
And looking back, what would you say is one thing that you have learned how to become a better football player at Idaho from the coaches?
Coaches, the intellectual side of the game. Yeah, the intellectual side. You know, it was intense, and you have to pick things up quick. So, you know, they do a great job teaching here. Teaching, you know.
What would you say to someone that says, scout team player, I don't know if he can be pro? Like, what would you say to that?
Like, you never know what you got till you try it.
And what would you think you would bring to a pro team?
Work ethic. I'm going to work and I'm going to compete every day.
Also, what would you say your strengths and weaknesses are?
Strengths, I got good vision, could break tackles, I'm good in open field. I'll say some of my kind of weaknesses is I'll say like I always get a bad matchup with a DN, and you know sometimes you might get the best of me one play, but
So now coming in the off season, what would you say? What are your plans?
work out and try and pursue the pro side of it in order to get the opportunity. But as of now, you know, I'm working towards my degree too, and I'm a public relations and communication minor, so you know that's still my main task too, not just football, just to get my education too.